Hello, my name is Doug Leisure. I wanted to record a short video to show you how you can use other languages in my donation and expenses software. So when you ask me for a copy of my software, I'll send it to you through my email, and when you receive it, it will already have the Spanish language translation embedded in it. And so it's very easy to switch over to Spanish. I'll show you that in a second. If you need a language other than Spanish, I do have translations available already in Portuguese, Burmese, Japanese, French, Simplified Chinese, or Korean. Okay, let's take a look at how you can easily switch this software to use the Spanish language. So again, the Spanish translation is already there when I send it to you. So you'll want to come to the Parameters tab, and then right down here is the question, what is the language that you want to use? Use the drop down. So there's a little drop down arrow here where you can get a little list of the available languages. So your choice is English, which is by default what it'll ship with the English language being displayed. You can switch it to Spanish, or you can switch it to both English and Spanish. Okay, so to switch to English, you just simply select it from the drop-down list. And as soon as you do, all of the, let's say the majority of the words throughout the entire software convert to then the Spanish language. So if we look at the Entry tab, a lot of the words that are here are in Spanish. Same thing with, let's see, the receipt. So the months are in Spanish. Some of the other words here are in Spanish. As soon as you make that switch. Okay, the important thing to understand though is when you switch to the other language, all of the parameters are being asked for in Spanish, and the answers now need to be given in Spanish. So you need to go through all of your parameters and set them accordingly. So anytime there's a drop down, like on the what is the first month of your fiscal year, when you click the drop down, I'm now seeing the list of months in Spanish, and so I have to choose the correct language, the correct response in the language in Spanish. So the yes is now yes in Spanish. Now, if you're a Spanish-speaking church but located in the United States, then you're probably okay with the format of your date being month, day, year, which is a typical default in the U.S. But if you're outside of the United States, then you might want to consider switching this to year, month, day, so that the dates are displayed that way. Some of the parameters, like this, the name of the church, that's just something that you have to fill in manually. So therefore, when you fill it in, go ahead and fill it in Spanish. Again, the idea is you have to go down through all of the parameters and adjust all of them to be the correct response in Spanish. One other thing you need to remember to do, and this is probably not quite as intuitive, so that's why I want to make sure I point it out, is you need to go to the Donors tab. This is where you do your list of donor names and assign the numbers. But we also have here under the question, should we print a receipt for them? This is also a drop down. So you need to set these answers in Spanish as well. Okay, yes, no, PDF output, or send the receipt using email. And just as a reminder, when you add new donors, you need to copy this cell down so that all of your other donors have the drop-down list using a little square green dot there. click it and drag down, and that will copy that drop down list down for your other donors. So just a small reminder on that. Okay, so yeah, it's really just that simple to switch to Spanish. Just select it off the list, go down through your parameters and set them in Spanish. All right, let me undo this. And what I wanted to show you next is if your church or nonprofit organization does not use Spanish, but you need one of the other languages that I have available: Portuguese, Burmese, Japanese, French, simplified Chinese, or Korean. I have those available already. Let me just take a moment and show you how you can how you would switch my software then to one of those languages. Okay, as I said, when I send my software to you, it will have on the translation tab, it will have the Spanish in there already. So what basically the concept is just simply we're gonna take the other language that I send you, and we're just gonna paste it over top of the Spanish, replacing it with the new language. Okay, let me just show you what that looks like. So if you request for me to send you one of the other languages that I have available, I'm going to send you another Excel file. In the Excel file, there are different tabs here for those languages: Portuguese, Burmese, Japanese, French, simplified Chinese, Korean, or Spanish. So so let's say I wanted to convert it to Korean, right? So go to the Korean tab, and basically I'm going to just simply select all of this. You can click and drag all of the Korean language, or you can click once at the very top, find your way all the way to the bottom, shift click, and the shift click is from the first selected to the last selected, so it selects everything in column F, that's the Korean language. We're going to do a right click, copy. All right, so now we can set this out of the way, come over here to the translation tab, very first cell here in column F. I'm going to right click and paste values. And now I have the entire Korean language in here, a translation for every one of the various items that are needed within the software. Come back to the parameters, and now I can choose to display in Korean. All right, and as I said before, you'll then go down through and set all of your parameters in the Korean language. Okay, so that shows you how you can easily use one of the other languages that other translations I already have: Portuguese, Burmese, Japanese, French, simplified Chinese, or Korean. The last thing I wanted to show you is this interesting option where I can actually display everything in both languages, English and Korean. So if I choose that option, so now what I'm seeing is every one of these parameters is going to display, first of all, the English language and then the Korean. If I come back here to the entry tab, you'll see that everything is displayed this way as well. Okay, probably the biggest thing about doing the dual language like this, you are going to need to unprotect this and come through and make a lot of these columns wider in order to see both languages displayed where it's readable, because it just gets a little bit long, that's all. So you may have to make some of the columns wider for things to fit, and you probably have to do that on some of the different tabs. You might a lot of them are fitting pretty well right now, but you might have to make them wider. So okay, well that's it's really just that simple to to switch to the Spanish language because it ships with that, or to copy and paste one of the languages I already have translated, copy that translation in and start to use that on one of the other languages. So just that easy. All right, well, that's what I wanted to cover. We'll continue to make videos to help you use to use my donation and expense software, and I look forward to the next time we get together. Thank you.